Hey, it's Alex at Motoroso.com, and in this video, we're going to be taking a close-up look at these billet upper control arms and trailing arms for the new Bronco from the team over at Baja Kits. Now, if you're looking to upgrade your suspension to something like the King shocks, the Fox shocks, or any other high-end coilover that's made to lift your Bronco 3 to 4 inches, you're going to need a set of matching control arms to go with it if they don't come as part of a larger kit. Now, the reason for that is you can't just slap those coilovers in, crank them up to the highest ride height, and then hope for the best. That'll probably reach the end of the functional range of the upper control arm, mess up your alignment, and even in light off-road use could lead to failure of those critical components. You don't want that happening. It's also not going to allow you to unlock the maximum performance that shocks like that can yield. So if you're going to be upgrading to those shocks, products like these are what you're going to want to get the maximum performance. And there are a lot of options out there, but what you see here from Baja Kits are what we consider to be the highest caliber products that you can choose to perform this function. And as usual, we will put links to these products in the description of the video. Those will take you over to Motoroso.com where you can shop with us. You can also reach us there on live chat, and you can call us toll-free anytime at 833-MOTOROSO. We'd love to help you with your Bronco build. Now, before we get into the specifics of these exact products, I want to introduce you to who Baja Kits is as a company. They're a subsidiary of a larger entity called Brenthel Industries. Now, Brenthel Industries are one of the leading manufacturers of custom off-road racing vehicles like trucks for the Baja 1000. These are very serious motorsports engineers, and they've got a dozen championship titles under their belt, and their racing results prove that these are some of the best motorsports engineers in the world. And so what they've done with their Baja Kits brand is they've leveraged the talent of their racing engineers to design and manufacture off-the-shelf products for production vehicles like the new Bronco that can be mated to off-the-shelf coilovers like King, Fox, and other brands. And what that means is you get a motorsports grade product for your production vehicle at a reasonable price that's probably robust enough to be on a trophy truck racing down the Baja Peninsula. Now, when you're out there comparing the products that are available, you're probably going to be comparing tubular steel control arms, box steel control arms, and then beautiful billet products like these. Now, while these steel products are definitely just as strong as products like these, and they're going to perform just as well, that performance is not something that most people are going to be able to feel or notice the difference between. So in reality, what we're talking about here is that billet control arms like these are for people that want the absolute highest level of performance, but also want the products that are sitting in their suspension components to be the best looking that they can be. So if that's you, then this is probably what you're looking for. Starting on the features, let's begin with the upper control arm. Now, firstly, this is a stock width upper control arm. What that means is that this is made to pair with your stock OEM lower control arm, and the width of your Bronco is going to stay the same as it is now, roughly, depending on what wheel offset you go with. The reason I bring this up is because Baja Kits is one of the only manufacturers that's actually producing a +3 Prerunner long travel kit, and that's going to actually widen the Bronco 3 inches on each side. This is a separate product that they're putting together that is a different upper control arm and a replacement lower control arm. This is a much more expensive project, a much bigger project, and not what we're talking about in this video, and probably not what most people are going to want to do. Most people are looking for this kind of a replacement upper control arm that gives them the maximum performance gain within the specs of the lower control arm. We are going to be making a separate video about that Prerunner kit. If you're curious, subscribe to our channel because that's what we've decided to upgrade to on our Motoroso Bronco, and we're very excited about it. It's going to be a great big project, but we're really, really excited to share more about that. Then, like all of these machined products, these are made out of 6061 aircraft-grade aluminum. It's both light and extremely strong, but it takes a long time to make. But they do manufacture it in-house on their own CNC machines. It takes a couple hours per arm, but what you get is the lightest and strongest possible product. On the upper control arm, they then add a 1-inch trophy truck grade uniball, which is going to be both strong, but also grant the additional articulation in the arm to unlock an additional 3 inches of wheel travel when you pair it with the correct coilover like the King shocks, which we made a video about right here, or the Fox 2.5 DSC shocks, which are coming out in January. And then they also use this really sharp looking CNC machined aluminum cap that has an O-ring seal to protect from moisture and debris getting into the uniball, and their spindle pins are tapered to mate and match to that OEM spindle perfectly. And then you'll see here at the inner pivots, they're using these massively over-engineered 3/4 inch steel rod ends. Now these have a PTFE lined ball joint that mates to the bushing here, and that means you're going to get a much stronger connection as well as not going to get that soft flex that you get with OEM rubber bushing. So you're going to get a lot more strength, but also a lot more feedback that's going to make it feel much better. It's also adjustable. Now, this opens up the possibility for doing any sort of custom camber and caster adjustments you might do for any sort of future custom adjustments you might need to make. However, from the factory, these things are set exactly where you need them to bolt them up and pair them with a set of King or Fox shocks, and they're going to perform just perfectly after you get a basic alignment. Now moving on to this mean looking trailing arm in the rear, you're going to find the same top grade aluminum and CNC manufacturing process. You're going to find this I-beam construction as well, and that's going to provide a massive increase in overall structural strength and rigidity versus tubular options out there, both stock and some of the aftermarket tubular options. Now, because this is aluminum, it's also going to be way, way lighter than those massive, heavy tubular steel versions out there. So this is a big, big drop in weight. Also features 1-inch Uniball FK trophy truck grade joints, and that's going to eliminate those OEM rubber bushings, giving you, again, a more planted and solid feel and more trail feedback, and eliminate that vague feeling that you get in the rear from those squishy OEM rubber joints. Now they also include this super tough polycarbonate skid plate that's both replaceable and also very lightweight. Now that means when you smack this on something on the trail, which you're going to if you're going to use your Bronco properly, you're going to be protecting your investment, and you can replace that skid plate later. It's also a material that will slide over obstacles more easily, so it serves multiple functions there, and it's awesome that they include that in the price of these things. Now, these rear control arms paired with these upper control arms are a complete set that is everything you need to properly lift your Bronco and pair it with those coilovers. But for those of you that want the maximum strength and rigidity in the rear, or you just want as much billet bling as you can possibly get for your Bronco, they do make a replacement upper link for the rear. We don't have those available here, but that is an option for those that want as much billet as they can get. And on the topic of additional billet bling, these pivot plates from Baja Kits will really round out the look of the trailing arm. They cover up that big, ugly black mounting point, and Baja Kits swears it's not purely form over function and that it'll strengthen that pivot point a little bit. I mean, I don't really think that's that big of a deal, but they are going to definitely look amazing. And if you're spending this much on the billet control arms for front and rear, this is a small upgrade to really add that extra touch. Now, all of these products are obviously in raw billet aluminum, but they're also available in their matte black anodized finish, and both versions are going to have their logos emblazoned on them. So they look spectacular, they perform exceptionally well, and we're going to be doing an installation guide video, so make sure you subscribe to our channel to see that later. As usual, we're going to put links to all these products in the description of the video, and I'll put a link to the upper control arms right here. Those links will take you over to Motoroso.com, where you can shop for these items. You can reach us there on live chat, or you can call us anytime toll free at 833-MOTOROSO. Now, if you'd like to go dive into more details about the King suspension, we made a separate video about that right over here. Those shocks are a pretty incredible pair with these control arms. We hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.